Well, this is where the magic happens. I am armed with the Zoom recorder, armed with my guest, Will Appleyard, for great content here on Cone Radio, and a warm welcome to you all indeed on the Cone Radio YouTube channel. This is giving you some visual stimulus as to where we are in this beautiful part of southern Spain.
Not out of breath at all.
Absolutely fine. Just stop just to admire the view. Cone Radio 106.6 FM is the station. I'm Rick Armstrong, your handsome, wonderful DJ for the next 2 hours. We're in the most beautiful part of Andalucia. It's, well, third time we've taken the radio, well, the fourth time we've taken the radio station out here for some amazing content. As promised, I said to you 2 weeks ago we would have some excellent content for tonight's show. And of course, I'm staying with none other than the amazing Will Appleyard, who's kindly invited me down to Algodonales, and a very good morning to you, Will.
And a very good morning to you, Rick, and your listeners. It's great to have you out here again.
Oh,
and it's
thank you.
Blue sky day. How many clouds can you count? I can count 4. We've got a pretty panoramic view here on the on this beautiful afternoon in January, and what, about 16, 17 degrees so far, something like that, isn't it?
We are surrounded by sheer beauty. As said, very few clouds in the sky.
For me, these days, it's more about film.
It is.
And beyond.
Oh, of course.
So,
And this is what the show is all about: film, music, and beyond. And one of the reasons you're out here is because of the adventure, the travel, the paragliding. Well, we were out in the small village of Algodonales yesterday, and we had a lovely meal in a lovely restaurant called Barcanico.
Barcanico, yeah.
And we met up with some other friends of Will that are fellow paragliders, and even people that we sometimes don't know will often approach us. Are you here for the paragliding?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the paragliding here.
Isn't it?
In fact, they're almost a bit astonished if you're not paragliding.
Yeah. Will, tell us a bit about where we've been and where we are, just to recap on a few things.
Okay. Well, so yes, following our refreshment at Barcanico, we are now sitting on the side of a mountain called Magote, which is directly opposite the Sierra that we were on yesterday. And of course, we went up to the Puerto de las Palomas, to the top of the Sierra. So we're a few hundred metres above the village now. We just stopped on the trail. We've seen a few other hikers come past, haven't we? But yeah, so we'll continue our ascent, and yeah, see where that takes us. Almost get away with saying it's you're sort of like in the Midwest, in some forest sort of cowboy country in the US. You could just imagine, cowboys on horseback. Vultures are a protected species. Well, remind us, what are these? What breed of vultures are they? Griffin vultures. They're griffin vultures. Yeah, they're the big brown and black ones. Occasionally, you do see Egyptian vultures here, which are smaller and white, but they're quite rare. But you do see them from time to time. But yeah, the griffin vultures, they are in abundance.
And they're native to here.
They are, yeah, and as we saw on the Sierra yesterday, there's plenty up there as well. They're just a part of this area.
Well, we have made it to the summit. When Will said, not long to go, Rick, I was like, brilliant. Okay, so that was a nice, not so hard trek. We've spent the last sort of, almost, an hour and a half from our last point.
Yes, I'd say so. There were perhaps one or two slight false summits, but I was more or less telling the truth.
This is Cone Radio 106.6 FM. Film music and beyond. I'm inspired, actually. I suppose in some respects one must take stock and maybe lose a bit of weight and get a bit more fit. Hit that squash court maybe 3 times a week instead of once a month.